Hey guys, so today we're going to analyze a flip here in Palmdale, California, and it looks like from the photos they did a really nice job with this flip. The kitchen looks really awesome, spacious, it's got nice appliances, dishwasher, gas stove. The bedroom looks really nice, there's a washroom in here, and the floors look pretty solid. There's a bathtub in here, it looks awesome. So overall it looks really good. The outside, they didn't do any landscaping, but there's solar panels in the house. Whether that was there before or not, we don't know. And then the lot looks actually pretty big. So yeah, overall looks really nice. Now let's try to calculate, see if these guys made any money on this flip. So they sold it for $425. So if we go to the analyzer sheet, I'm gonna change this here to $341 per square foot, which is how much they sold it for. So, and then to make this correct, we gotta change the square foot of the home, which is 1248, and that gives us the 425, pretty close. Now if you look down here, it'll tell you how much they bought the property for. So they bought it in December for $245. So I'm going to change the purchase price here to $245, and then we're going to look at the rental costs. So we're going to use the 80, estimate with 80, and then the months to sell. So now these guys bought it in December. It looks like they were finished in February because that's when they first listed it. However, it didn't sell for a month, so then they dropped the price, and then looks like didn't sell for another month, so then they dropped the price again, and then they finally sold it in May 28 for a duration of 5 months. So now with those numbers, you're looking at a loss of 3%, which is negative $12,000 or almost $13,000, which is not good. So let's give these guys benefit of the doubt that they anticipated that, and somehow the rental cost, they brought it down to $60 a square foot. Now this house was built in 1978, so I'm assuming no big plumbing, electrical issues. So we're gonna make this assumption here. Now, even if we did that, that'll bring your profit to around $12,800, which is not great, to be honest. If you're trying to replace your income, $12,000 over 5 months is probably not ideal. Not enough to quit your 9 to 5, but now in terms of all the other costs for flipping, I did factor in the closing costs when you buy the property, when you sell the property, the agent commission, home insurance, which you have to get while you're doing the flip, utilities, staging. Now they're staging with CG, like we said before. So I'm gonna change this to, let's just say they pay the photographer $300 or something like that. Now you're looking at a $15,000 profit. Still not like amazing, right? So now if they had done this flip in in a shorter period, let's just say it looked like they did finish in February, so let's just assume they had sold it right at the 2 months, then your financing cost drops significantly and your profit goes up. So you can see the difference here going from 2 months duration or 3 months, compared to 5 months. 3 months you're spending $8,000 on financing, 5 months you're spending $11,400. So that's why you guys want to be careful here and really understand what is your upper and lower limit in terms of how fast you got to get this flip done in order to make sure you don't lose any money. And then just on the numbers I'm using here, I'm using a 9% interest rate On the hard money, again, if that's more, that's going to cost you more. And I'm also assuming that for the hard money, they're borrowing 75% of the purchase price plus the rehab costs. So that's how I calculate that in here. So if I click on this, so you see G85 times 0.75. Now let's say you had cash and you could do this deal without getting any financing, and you didn't have to pay anybody for financing costs, then you would be able to gain the profit on that kind of cost for borrowing money. So that could make the deal more attractive. Now, whether these guys did that or not, we don't know, right? But this is more just to help you to understand how to calculate these numbers. If you're questioning, how do I get started? How do I analyze the deal? This kind of goes a little bit more in depth. So I've been showing you videos on quick and dirty calcs to find out whether it's even worth going to look at this property or not. So yeah, you want to be efficient with your time.